When you are an influencer, the way you make money is by selling attention. Your product is your audience when you're an influencer or a content creator. This is very different. This is you are primarily a business person. You're using your audience building, you're using content creation to build a distribution channel for your business. The thing you sell is not attention. The thing you sell is your product. It's a subtle but really important difference here. So when I'm talking about picking up your phone, shooting videos and starting to talk to your customers, that is not you becoming an influencer. You can also do influencer stuff. You can sell sponsorship, etc., etc. But what I'm focusing on is you are building a business and using distribution to pipe people into your business. Very different. And I know a lot of people get caught up on this and they're like, I don't want to be an Instagram influencer. For those of you who joined in a little bit later, because there is absolutely no news at the moment in the artificial intelligence world, I've put together a quick presentation using Notebook LM. I've taken my courses, this building public course, which is free, available on AIwithkyle.com, and turned it into this very nice looking presentation. This is a new feature of Notebook LM. So whenever there's no news, I'll just use it as a time to do a quick lecture. This is very ad hoc though. So if I seem like I haven't prepared the material, that's why. I'm seeing these slides for the first time. I've been trying to hit 10,000 followers on YouTube for a while, and a part of that is vanity. I want to hit 10,000 for me. But that's not what we're doing here. We are doing it to sell. We are doing it to build an audience and to build a distribution platform that we can then sell to. These audience members become your customers. It's the top of your funnel. You're not just talking to people when you have something to sell. Instead, you build content and a community around people you care about and want to talk to. There are reasons for this. You can sell to them later, they become your customers. But it's more than that, because when you are building alongside people, when you're able to talk to them, you're able to do things like ask them, well, what do you want me to build? What would you be willing to pay for later? What would be useful for you? And it's a very open, very honest question. You say to them, look, I'm going to build a new product. I'm going to sell it to you. But what would you like me to build? What would be helpful for you? You are talking to your existing market. You're talking to a group of people who are going to become your customers. Ask them directly, what do you want me to sell you? It's hard to overstate how important that is, because most people, when starting their first business, just build something good for them, something they think would be cool, something they would like to use. They're not thinking, oh, are there another 100 people? Are there 1,000 people? Are there 10,000 people who would also want to buy this? They're never thinking about the other people. So all we're doing is flipping the script, talk to people early and say, hey, I want to build stuff. What would you like? What would be useful? Do it at multiple stages. Pre-building, I'll tweet or put up a TikTok and say, hey, I'm thinking about building such and such. Would that be interesting? And if I get enough people saying, oh yeah, that sounds really cool, then I'll actually start to build. I will not start to build unless I have a certain amount of interest. Just trying to think of a good example. I did this with the AI workshop kit. I give workshops to businesses and I charge about $2,000 per hour. It's good money. And I'd put together materials and I'd refine those materials and worked out how to deliver them to companies, and companies were happy. I knew I had an asset. I went to Twitter and TikTok and said, I give workshops for $2,000 per hour. I have too much demand. I can't do all the workshops myself, and I'm interested in teaching other people how to give workshops. Who would be interested in that? And I had about 200 people say, yeah, yes, I would be interested. That gives me a signal. It gives me verification that, oh, okay, cool. There are potentially 200 people who would buy this. That is a good enough signal for me to move on and start to build. If I put out an idea and nobody responds, it's probably not worth pursuing. And I can save myself a huge amount of time and heartache by not building this idea and releasing it to crickets. You can also, during build, talk to your audience, say, hey, this is what I'm working on today. It's good content. People like to see behind the scenes. And you can use feedback from people to tweak what it is you are doing. So for example, when I do these lives, I will have people come in and say, your sound is funny, or why. They'll give me criticisms. I see those as feedback, part of the process of building the product. During the build, you can pre-launch and pre-sell. Before a big public launch, you can say to a group of people who you trust, like your inner circle, you can say, hey, I'm opening this up. It's the first cohort or version of the product or draft of my book, and I would love your feedback. I'm going to sell it to you at a lower cost because you are early bird members, you are the founding members. So It's still a transaction, but you are asking for help with feedback and giving it to them at a lower cost as well. So they become part of the building process. I would not recommend giving stuff away for free, not because you don't make money, but because when you give stuff away for free, people don't value it. If you give a course free, they probably won't do it. They will not do that course. Whereas if you charge them $50, $100, like something nominal, they're much more likely to complete the course, read the book, use the product, because they have paid something. At this point, definitely charge. And then post-build, this is continuing with the content creation. You talk about the launch, how it's been going, and what hiccups and roadblocks you've hit. People love to see behind the scenes. They love to see what it is you are doing. And they're buying into not just the product, but into you as well and your journey.